Hi my friends, welcome to the channel English Professionally, and we continue our playlist 555 English grammar lessons from beginner to advanced. Really, this playlist is very important. Okay, let's talk about present simple special question. For example, with where, when, what, and so on. Okay? So how do we ask a question in present simple? Okay, we put a question word in the beginning, then do or does, then we have a subject plus verb. Okay? Question word. For example, where do you live? Where do you live? Where is a question word. Do, because you, and live is a verb. Okay? Question word plus do before I, we, you, they plus verb, and question word plus does before he, she, it. Before he, she, it. Okay? Where do you live? You. So we have do. Where do you live? Okay, please remember it. Remember it. Next. For example, where does she work? Where does she work? You see, where is a question word. Does, because she. You see, she. Does with he, she, it. And work is a verb. Okay, very good. So we usually use a question word. We usually use a question word, but it can be a phrase with what, for example, what books do you read in English? What books do you read in English? What plus something. What books do you read in English? Remember, we say in English. What books do you read in English? Or it can be phrases with how often, how regularly, how much, how many. Okay? For example, how often. So you see it's a phrase with what, or different phrases with how. For example, how often do you go to the gym? How often do you go to the gym? Or how regularly do you practice English? You see, how often and then do. How regularly and then do, because we have you. How much money do you have with you? So how much, how many, how much, how many. How many friends does she have? How many friends does she have? You see, how much money, how many friends does she have? Okay, we usually use a question word, but it can be a phrase. What books do you read in English? How often do you go to the gym? How regularly do you practice English? How much, how many? How much money do you have with you? How many friends does she have? Okay? And questions with what and who. Okay. Okay, open the brackets. Open the brackets. So what? Do or does? You? So we put do. What do you know? So the next question. What open the brackets. Open the brackets. What seems strange? What seems strange? Look, you have a subject. Here you have a subject. You. If you don't have a subject with what, who, with what, who, subject like I, we, you, they, he, she, it, with what, who, you don't need do or does. You don't need do or does. Okay? What means it? What means it? And you put s. What seems strange? Look, you have you. It's like a subject. If you don't have it, so if you don't have a subject here, I, we, you, they, no, only what? You don't need do or does. You add s. You add s. Okay. Next. Open the brackets. Do or does, you, who do you know? And my friend who, open the brackets, who no, no you, no he, no she before no. So you don't need do or does. You add s. Who knows it? Who knows it? For example, who likes it? Who likes it? Okay. More examples. More examples, okay? Who thinks so? Who supports you? Okay, who supports you? So, what, who? Open the brackets. What do you know? What seems strange? What means it? If you don't have a subject, I, we, you, they, he, she, it with what, and who, you don't need do, does. You don't need do or does. You add s. Who do you know? Who, or you can see whom. Who or whom. Whom do you know? And who knows it? Who likes it? Who thinks so? Who supports you? Okay. More practice. More practice. Ask these questions in present simple. Use do or does. Okay? More practice. Ask these questions in present simple. Use do or does. Okay. What channels do you watch? Or does you watch? You. Do you watch? Next. How you find this idea? You. I, we, you, they do. How do you find this idea? How often she go to the gym? She. He, she, it does. How often does she go to the gym? You see, it's a phrase. What channels? How often? It's a phrase. Okay. What channels do you watch? How do you find this idea? How often does she go to the gym? Next. Who? Okay. No subject before help. No. No. You see, you don't have a subject. Okay. If you don't have a subject before a verb, okay, so we see a subject before a verb, so you as a subject, but we don't see a subject here. If you don't have a subject before a verb, so no subject here, so we don't need do or does, and we add s. Who helps you? Who helps you? Do, does, if you need it. If you need it. Okay. Next. Who? You know. You. Who do you know? When it start? It. He, she, it. When does it start? Who helps you? Who do you know? When does it start? How much? It cost. It. He, she, it does. How much does it cost? Okay? Yes. Right. Who helps you? Who do you know? When does it start? Okay. What? So interesting. You need to open the brackets. Okay, what? Okay. So ask these questions in present simple do or does if you need it. And you know, if you don't have a subject before a verb with what and who, you don't need do, does, you add s. Look. What? You see, what? No subject before verb no. We don't need do or does, and we add s. What seems so interesting. How many times a week he goes swimming? He, she, it, does. How many times a week does he go swimming? How much does it cost? What seems so interesting? How many times a week does he go swimming? Where she live? She, he, it, does. Where does she live? Okay, my friends, very good. Let's continue this playlist. Really, it's very important. Thank you. Where do you live? Where do you live? Where is a question word. Do, because you, and live is a verb. Okay? Question word plus do before I, we, you, they plus verb, and question word. Okay, we put a question word in the beginning, then do or does, then we have a subject plus verb. Okay, question word. For example, special question. Special question. For example, with where, when, what, and so on. Okay? So how do we ask a question in present simple? Hi my friends, welcome to the channel English Professionally, and we continue our playlist 555 English grammar lessons from beginner to advanced. Really, this playlist is very important. Okay, let's talk about present simple